France are going to another World Cup semi-final, but do not let that 2-0 scoreline fool you, because for almost an hour, Morocco were still alive. They were under pressure. They were defending deeper and deeper. They could barely escape their own half, but they were alive. And then Kylian Mbappé did what the biggest players do. He missed. He waited, and then he destroyed the game. France beat Morocco 2-0, but this was not simply a victory. This was 90 minutes showing the difference between a very good team and a team that now looks frighteningly complete. Morocco came into this match carrying history. 4 years earlier, France had ended their incredible World Cup run in the semi-final. This time, Morocco wanted revenge. But from the opening minutes, one thing became clear. France were not interested in emotion. They were interested in control. Every time Morocco tried to play forward, France pressed them. Every time Morocco tried to breathe, another blue shirt arrived. Morocco wanted to attack France, but very quickly they were forced backward. And that changed the entire match. Instead of asking, how can Morocco hurt France? The question became, how long can Morocco survive? France attacked from the left. They attacked from the right. Michael Olise looked for space between the lines. Désiré Doué pressed aggressively. Ousmane Dembélé moved inside. And Mbappe kept testing the space behind Morocco's defense. Morocco's plan was simple. Stay compact, stay patient, protect the middle, and trust Yassine Bounou. And for a long time, Bounou made that plan look possible. Then came the first huge moment. Mbappe attacked the box. Noussair Mazraoui brought him down. The referee pointed to the penalty spot. This should have been the moment France took control. But suddenly, everything stopped. The video review dragged on. Mbappe had to wait. The pressure grew. The entire stadium watched. Finally, he stepped forward, and Bounou saved it. The Moroccan goalkeeper guessed correctly and stopped Mbappe's low penalty. For 1 second, it felt like the story was changing. The superstar had failed, the underdog had survived, and Morocco suddenly had something dangerous. Belief. Online reaction immediately focused on the long delay before the kick. But inside the stadium, the only thing that mattered was the scoreboard. Still 0-0. And that is where this match became fascinating. Because France did not panic. No wild shots, no emotional collapse, no frustration. They simply went back to work. That may have been the most impressive thing about them. Bounou kept making saves. France kept coming. Lucas Digne smashed a powerful effort against the crossbar before halftime. Morocco could barely create anything at the other end. France had spent the first half pushing, pressing, and forcing Morocco to run. The score said 0-0. The match did not feel 0-0. It felt like a wall slowly beginning to crack. And then came the 60th minute. This was the moment. A loose ball dropped toward Mbappe inside the area. The angle was not perfect. The space was not clean. A defender was standing in front of him. For most players, this was barely a chance. For Mbappe, it was enough. One look, one strike. The ball curled around the defender and inside the post. Bounou could do nothing. That was the difference. Morocco had defended for an hour. They had survived the penalty. They had survived the saves. They had survived the crossbar. But they could not survive genius. Mbappe had missed from 12 yards. Then he scored from a situation that looked far more difficult. That is why this goal felt so brutal. Morocco had done almost everything right defensively, and it still was not enough. And before they could recover, France hit again. Just 6 minutes later, Mbappe received the ball and helped create the space. His movement dragged defenders with him, and suddenly, Dembele had the opening. Low shot, bottom corner, goal. 2 goals in 6 minutes. Game over. That second goal told the real story of France. Everybody watches Mbappe. Everybody fears Mbappe, and that fear creates space for someone else. Morocco had spent an hour protecting against one danger after another. Once they were forced to open up, France became even more dangerous. That is the nightmare. Stop Mbappe, and Dembele appears. Stop Dembele, and Olise can create. Protect the wings, and France attack the middle. There is no easy answer. Morocco, to their credit, did not stop fighting. But offensively, they never really found a solution. Missing Ismail Saibari hurt them. Brahim Diaz was left isolated for long periods. Achraf Hakimi could not attack freely because France kept forcing Morocco backward, and this is the key tactical point. France did not only beat Morocco with goals, they beat them with exhaustion. They made Morocco defend, they made Morocco chase, they made Morocco run. Didier Deschamps later explained it perfectly. France pinned Morocco back, suffocated them, and forced them to spend energy until the spaces finally appeared. By the time Mbappe scored, Morocco were not just defending a football match. They were trying to survive waves. And once the first goal arrived, the structure broke. Morocco did not produce a shot on target until the 84th minute. Think about that. A World Cup quarterfinal, a team fighting for another historic semi-final. And for almost the entire match, France gave them almost nothing. That is not just attacking quality, that is domination. And now look at Mbappe. He missed a penalty in a World Cup quarterfinal. Some players disappear after that. He responded with a goal and an assist. His goal was his 20th in World Cup history. He reached 8 goals in this tournament, and France reached a 3rd consecutive World Cup semi-final. That is the scary part. This team is not surviving. This team is controlling matches. France have now kept clean sheets in all 3 of their knockout games. They have not trailed at any point in this tournament. And when opponents finally begin to believe they can survive, France find another way to hurt them. Morocco leave disappointed, and they should be. They wanted revenge. Instead, the same team ended their dream again. But Morocco should also leave with respect. They forced France to wait. They forced Mbappe to recover from failure. And Bounou gave them hope when almost nobody else could. But in the end, this match came down to one brutal truth. Morocco needed almost everything to go perfectly. France only needed 6 minutes. That is the difference between resistance and power. The final score was France 2, Morocco 0. Mbappe missed. Mbappe answered, Dembele finished the job, and France are now 1 victory away from playing in a 3rd straight World Cup final. The question is no longer whether France can win this tournament. The question is simple: who can actually stop them?